Wilson Show. With Flip's guest, James Brown. The Muppets, Big Bird and Oscar, courtesy of Sesame Street. Sunday's Child. And special guest star, David Frost. And now, here's Flip.
Welcome to the show. And I want to say that since this is the first program, for quite a while now, everyone's been stopping me and asking me, what's the Flip Wilson Show going to be like? And I've been getting calls at my house all hours of the night saying, what's the Flip Wilson Show going to be like? Yesterday, a guy ran into the side of my car at an intersection. And I got out and I walked over to him and he said, I stopped you because I wanted to ask you what the Flip Wilson Show is going to be like. You know? So I've been trying to get it together in a word that I could be as explicit about it as possible, and I decided the best way to put it would be to say, watch out. That's all, watch out. We're going to have a lot of fun, hopefully, and so far we've been having a ball. We think you're going to dig it. Now, since this is the first program, everyone figured we should open with a big production number. You know, something really fancy. A lot of great scenery, beautiful costumes, you know, dancing girls, the works. And we gave it serious thought. But when we got into the meetings on the planning of it, we found out that the opening number that we had planned, for this number, it would cost $104,000. I said, gentlemen, this is ridiculous. This show is going to start off in the hole if you do it like that. I said, everybody's seen those fancy production numbers on the other shows. But how many people have ever seen $104,000? So I decided that we'd open this show by showing you what $104,000 looks like. May I have the envelope, please? What you doing with your hand on the gun? You know, people can't relax and enjoy looking at the money and you standing there with your hand on the gun. No, what? I bet if I tripped you and ran, you couldn't catch me. Yeah, well, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. $104,000. 500 is actual cash. Now, wasn't that much better than watching a bunch of girls jumping all around on the stage? There you go there, brother. You're going to take that back to the bank, right? Don't go home with that money. If the bank's closed when you get there, slip it under my dressing room door. I'll watch it for you. You know, James Brown used to be a fighter. And James is on the show, and we've been discussing fighting during the rehearsal the last few days. And when we were on the subject, the conversation came up. I was telling James about this buddy of mine who took fighting private lessons from Muhammad Ali. Well, let me tell you the way it happened. Muhammad had invited a guy by his house for dinner Sunday evening. So the guy goes by, they had dinner, and they're sitting around after dinner, and the fellow says, Muhammad, he says, since you're not fighting anymore right now, would you mind giving me a few private lessons? So Muhammad said, no, I don't mind. Fellow said, well, how much would you charge me for 10 easy lessons? Muhammad said, well, 10 lessons, $15 a lesson, $150. Fellow said, great. Took out the money, paid Muhammad right then. Sap. Muhammad said, look, you come by tomorrow morning, which would have been Monday morning, and I'll give you your first lesson. 9 o'clock the next morning, the guy shows up at Muhammad's house. They go out in the backyard. Muhammad says, now you got to listen to these instructions. If you want to learn about fighting, you got to listen very close. So the first thing I want to tell you is, when you're fighting, watch out for the other man's left. You understand that? He said, watch out for the left. Now, he knows you're going to be watching, so you got to watch harder than him. But whatever you do, don't stop watching out. Watch out. Said, you understand that? Fellow said, yes, I understand. Muhammad said, now look, don't tell me you understand if you don't. I said, I understand, I'm watching. Muhammad said, bam! Hit the fella right in the eye. In the left eye. So now, see that? I told you to watch out. Said you said you were watching and you weren't. The guy's eyes popped up. Muhammad said, now here, the second thing I gotta tell you is, once your eye is closed, your opponent knows that you can't see from that side. So he's gonna be moving to your left. So now you have to watch that side. Said, you understand? I said, yes. Said, I'm watching. Muhammad said, are you watching the left side? I said, yes, I'm watching. Bam! Hit him in the right eye. So now you can't spend all your time watching one side. No, you gotta watch both sides, because your opponent is watching you watch. Fellow said, Muhammad, he said, how's my footwork? Muhammad went, smash! Hit him in the mouth. So now another thing I gotta tell you is don't talk to a man when you're fighting. Said, you're in the ring to fight. Don't get in there and start trying to socialize with the man. Said, if you got any talking you want to do, like predicting anything, you got to do that before you get in the ring. Get in the ring and start no conversation. So, bam, bam, left hooks, right crosses, jabs, uppercuts. After 30 minutes, Muhammad says, look, I'm tired. So that's enough for today. So I said, okay, Muhammad. Eyes are closed, couple teeth missing, head is 3 sizes larger. I said, okay, Muhammad. I said, when do I get my next lesson? Muhammad said, look, I'll give you next lesson. You show up here Wednesday at 12 o'clock and I'll fix you up. Wednesday at 12 o'clock, the guy doesn't show. Now, Muhammad's a gentleman, you know? He doesn't drink, smoke, run around with reckless women, none of that. And Muhammad gave the guy his word. He was going to give him the lessons, and the guy didn't show up, so Muhammad didn't want the fella to think he was cheating him, so Muhammad went to his house. It would have been the same thing if the fella had been a mountain. So Muhammad goes to the fella's house, you know, and the guy's laying there, you know, and Muhammad says, how come you didn't show up for your lessons? The fella said, Muhammad said, I've been intending to talk to you about that. Said, when I first came to you and brought up the subject of these lessons, said it wasn't my intention to fight as a professional. Said, I never had that much in mind. I didn't want to learn all that about it. Said, it's my neighbor. Said, I don't like my neighbor. Said, I just wanted to learn enough from you to mess him up real bad. Muhammad said, then you don't want the money back. Fellow said, no. Said, it isn't that. He said, I don't want the money back. Said, I want you to keep the money. Said, but I figured the best way to do this would be to send my neighbor over to your house to take the rest of my lessons. One of the definitions of frost is icing on the cake. I know of no better way to introduce the living room's most delightful host, Mr. David Frost. David? I want to say welcome to the show, David. It's a pleasure.
Well, it's I who should say thank you, Philip. Welcome to you, because, I mean, this is your first show of the new series. I'm sure we have, all of us, a great many questions to ask you. So, shall we plunge straight in?
David. Tonight, I'm the host, and you're the guest.
Me the guest? I'm never the guest. You must be mistaken. Now, Flip.
Oh, no, David. Tonight, I asked questions. And tonight, I thought maybe we would delve into the private life of David Frost.
All right, well, ask anything you like, then.
Okay.
Anything you like.
Okay, we'll start nice and easy, kind of build as we go along. What have you been doing lately?
I don't believe that's any of your concern.
David, do you think England should join the common market?
I'd rather not say.
You know, you're being a drag, David.
No, sir. I'm just kidding. I'll answer it. Anything you ask.
Okay. David, I've done some reading about you, and I found out that you're Britain's most eligible bachelor, And another interesting point was that that you fly back and forth to London at least once a week. Doesn't this wear you out?
Sometimes.
I mean, the flying day.
Oh, no. It gives me a chance to catch up on all my movies and that. Though on the flight over here from New York, the movie was so terrible on the flight that 17 of the passengers walked out.
As a matter of fact, David and I were discussing air travel these days, and we both agreed that the time isn't too far off when perhaps we'll see a fellow walk up to an airline ticket counter and say,
Beg your pardon, but I have a reservation. I have a reservation on flight 101 to London. What film is playing?
Marooned.
Good. What's on the menu?
Calf's liver.
Have you got marooned with steak?
No, but we have Paint Your Wagon with Lobster Newburg.
No, Paint Your Wagon doesn't agree with me.
Wait a minute. We have a Hello Dolly with steak.
Great.
Now, this flies you to Rio.
I'll take it.
Now, from Rio to Hawaii.
What's playing?
Well, you have a choice. 2 mules for Sister Sarah with roast beef. Or Anne of 1,000 Days with steak.
Well, I'd like to see Anne, but I'll have had the steak with Dolly, so I better take roast beef with Sister Sarah.
Okay. Now you're in Hawaii. You have just 10 minutes to make flight 22 to Manila.
Land in Hawaii, catch 22 to Manila.
No. Catch 22 goes to Tokyo.
Even better. What's playing out of Tokyo?
The Hawaiians.
Well, if you've seen one.
How about MASH?
Great. What's on the menu?
That's the menu, MASH. The picture is airport.
Smashing. Where's it bound for?
Well, airport flies to Sydney, Australia. They use older planes, but their theme song carries the message.
Up, up, and away?
No, this time we almost made it.
Well, I'll take that because I love the song. What's playing from Sydney to Calcutta?
Planet of the Apes.
I've seen it.
Okay, how about Beyond the Valley of the Dolls?
I'll see Planet of the Apes again. Now, what film gets me from Calcutta to Tel Aviv?
Lawrence of Arabia.
Tel Aviv?
He dies in the end.
Now, out of Tel Aviv.
Well, out of Tel Aviv, I can put you in with Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice.
Seats are a bit narrow, don't you think?
That's what makes the going great. How about Oliver?
Fine. Where's he going?
Oliver's going to Rome.
I'll go with him. Now, what can I catch in Rome?
Just don't drink the water.
No, I mean, what film?
Oh, movies. Oh, a lot of movies fly out of Rome. We have Love Italian Style, Marriage Italian Style, Divorce Italian Style, and Cotton Comes to Harlem. That must be a hijacker.
Where does Cotton Comes to Harlem go?
Copenhagen.
Great. What gets me to London?
Myra Breckenridge. That's a 2-way flight.
So you guarantee I'll get to London one way or another? What time does Myra arrive?
Well, sometimes she gets stacked up over London and has to land in Paris.
Splendid, because I was given 2 tickets for the Folies Bergère, so that's...
Folies Bergère. You know, I've always wanted to see the Folies Bergère. I think I'll go with you.
Great.
You know, we've been trying to book the Folies Bergère for the airline. You know, they take off every 10 minutes. Speaking of flying, it's time to really go into orbit with Soul Brother #1, fabulous James Brown.
Oh, it's a long time. So, from May to December. But the days go short when you reach September. All the weather turns, get out, leaves the flame. Tell me now, one hasn't got time, one ain't for the waiting game. The days will down to a precious few. Hit me, September, going up, November, hey. These precious days, come on, I'll spend with you overnight. These precious days, let me spend with you. Swing on, dig single, I can't take the groove, baby. Run me, you can bet, in a cold sweat. Days well down to a precious few. Come on, September, take it up. November, yeah. These precious days, get up. I'll spend with you a little bit longer. These precious days, I'll spend with you. Hit me. Bring me up.
I don't know anyone who doesn't dig the way you move when you sing.
You mean this way?
Yeah, that way, that way. You know, I want everybody to know. I know where it comes from, but I want everybody to know where that soulful move comes from.
Well, it's the soul of the ghetto, you know.
Honey, babe.
I used to be a boxer too, man.
You used to be a boxer.
Yeah.
Were you good?
Was that good?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had to get out of it because I thought I might meet Muhammad Ali and
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, with me, it was...
why do you think I stopped singing?
Oh. Well, with me, it was the opposite. I started telling jokes first. Then when the audience started coming on the stage, then I started boxing. Yeah, whip it on me, soul brother.
Hey, bro.
Thank you very much indeed. Good evening and welcome to a special edition of the David Frost Show. Tonight, my guest is a very unusual young lady. When she was a little girl, she went to school where she learned that money isn't everything, it's happiness that counts. So her mother sent her to a different school. Tonight, she comes to us as the average woman. Won't you welcome, please, Miss Geraldine Jones.
honey.
Well, welcome to the show. Won't you make yourself comfortable, Geraldine?
I do that.
Would you care for a cigarette?
I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't do windows. Are we on the air, sugar?
We certainly are, honey.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you were going to give me a little warning so I could fix myself. Care for a shot?
No, thank you. I had it set this morning. Well, Geraldine, I suppose we'd better get started.
Which camera am I on?
The one over there, look, that one there with the red light.
Do they see me everywhere?
Everywhere.
Hello, Killer. That's my boyfriend, Killer. Whoa! What you see is what you get.
Promises, promises. Well, tell us a little something about your childhood.
Well, honey, when I was a kid, we didn't have television and all that stuff. The only entertainment we had was hiding behind the couch. Yes, honey.
You mentioned Mr. Killer earlier on. Do you have a relationship with him?
Not only that, but we going together. Hi, Killer. You better be watching by yourself.
Are you and Mr. Killer engaged?
Not exactly.
What do you mean, not exactly?
What I said, not exactly. He gave me a ring, I just couldn't keep up the payments.
But he likes you. For instance, does he like your cooking?
He raves about it to all his friends. Let me tell you, one time I accidentally put rat poison in the coffee. Killer said it was the first decent cup of coffee I ever made.
And how do you feel about conditions for women in general?
Honey, let me tell you. Beside your show, the news is my favorite program. Your show and the news, I watch them all the time. And I listen to what everybody has to say about everything. But honey, let me tell you, can't nobody tell Geraldine what to say. Geraldine to say what she want to say. And I've listened to all of them, and it's my opinion that the cost of living's going up and the chance of living's going down.
And would you say that you're a creative person, Geraldine?
Who do you think made this outfit? Coco Chanel, eat your heart out.
I hadn't realized, you know, you really are quite a couturier.
You better watch your mouth, honey. You don't know me, you just met me. You better watch who you... I turned this television studio out.
Would you?
That's right, honey.
Well, you know, Hello? You know that I usually end an interview by asking my guests to give a definition of something like love. Do you think you're qualified to speak of love?
Honey, I paid my dues.
No, but if you don't mind, I mean, for instance, what is your definition of love?
Love is a feeling you feel when you're about to feel a feeling you never felt before.
That's marvelous, Geraldine. Incredibly moving statement. You've been a lovely and an interesting guest, and I want to thank you for being with us tonight. Good night.
Good night? What do you mean, good night? I didn't even sing yet. You're gonna ask me to sing, ain't you?
Sing?
You ask all your other guests to sing.
Well, I haven't planned on a song, you know, right here.
Well, you better change your plans.
I didn't have this trouble with Mom's Maple.
And I didn't have this trouble with Johnny Carson either.
I didn't know you could sing.
Well, you know it now. I'm the Wayne Newton of 125th Street.
Oh, beautiful. Fancy you being musically inclined.
Honey, I got rhythms I haven't used yet.
Well, then, Geraldine,
Don't fight the feeling, honey.
Now then, Geraldine, I've had a terrific idea. Why don't you sing for us?
Well, if you insist. Oh, watch my purse from the way. Never mind. Hit it, maestro. All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Take my lips. I wanna lose them. Take my arms. I'll never use them. No goodbye. Left me with eyes that cry. How can I go on, dear, without you? You took the part that once was my heart. So why not take all of me? You took the part that once was my heart. So why not take all of me?
Dun 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 dun. Nah, that's not trashy enough. No. Dun, 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 dun. No, I always like to do my spring cleaning in the fall. Get ahead of things. Well, that does it, I guess. Yeah, I guess that does it.
I got you. You're Oscar the Muppet from Sesame Street, right?
Yeah, that's right, but who are you? You a new Muppet?
I may be before the season's over. You know what? I kind of like it around here. I just may move in.
I don't need any more neighbors.
You're kind of a grouch, aren't you?
Well, if you look like this, what would you be?
Maybe it's your surroundings. I'm like this trash can.
Hey, hold that. Trash is beautiful.
That ain't the way I heard it.
Yeah? Well, see for yourself. Look in here.
Say, you got a duplex.
Yeah, wall-to-wall rubbish.
I like the color scheme.
It's early bubble gum.
I really like that.
Yeah, you really like it?
No, I wouldn't kid you.
Hey, you know, you're not such a bad fella.
Well, I'll let you know a secret. You know, I've always been a kind of partial to trash myself. I always say, trash, love it or leave it.
A true trashianato. Oh, I love trash. Anything dirty or dingy or dusty. Anything ragged or rotten or rusty. Yes, I love trash.
The delights of a rubbish receptacle.
Are lost on the cynical and skeptical.
But oh, you and I know so well what a story a trash can tell. A red fire engine that's seen its last blaze.
Yeah. And a clock with its hands in the air.
A little toy knight who's seen better days.
And a thrown out of bed teddy bear.
Yeah. A celluloid collar that kept Coolidge cool.
Yeah. And a snapshot whose name you can't place. Don't know him.
A guaranteed, genuine 15-cent jewel.
that made you the master of space.
If you only could see in a ray all the things through the years thrown away,
Then you'd know in a flash that it's really not trash. It's a beautiful part of yesterday.
oh, I love
Trash, even though others may feel high above it. If it made someone say, I love it, I love trash. Hey, listen, fella, now that you know where I live, don't be a stranger, okay?
You got a deal, buddy.
Yeah, goodbye.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 3 charming young ladies, ages 16, 14, and 13, better known as Sunday's Child.
He's a lineman for the county, and he drives the main road, searching in the sunlight for another overload. I hear him singing through the wire. I can hear him in the wine, but my Wichita lineman is still on the line. And I need you more than want him, and I want him for all time. And my Wichita lineman, he's still on the line. Wichita lineman, Wichita lineman.
and gentlemen, that was Sunday's Child. When I was a kid, in kindergarten, that's when I was a kid, you know, we had this music appreciation class. And one day, the teacher asked if anyone could name the title of a love song. So I raised my hand. She said, what is it? I said, Hold That Tiger. She said, that's not the title of a love song. I said, it is to another tiger. And now, ladies and gentlemen, one of the stars of Sesame Street, Big Bird.
Oh, thank you. Boy, Mr. Wilson, I was walking down the street and I saw written on the fence the longest word in the history of the world.
What word is that?
Well, I wrote it down here. Abkadefki Jekyllman up where Stewix is.
That's really a word you got there, Bird.
It's a beautiful word. But what does it mean?
Well, to tell you the truth, I've only heard it used once or twice myself. How do you spell it?
Well, let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F.
Is the next letter G?
Yes, G. That's right.
And the next is H?
Yes, it is. That's right. Boy, you're smart.
You know what word that is, don't you?
Well, not exactly.
Abkadefki Steckelman, not Christowitz. That word can mean anything you want it to mean.
Really?
Anything.
Abkadefki Jekyllmanop Stewix is. It's the most remarkable word I've ever seen. Abkadefki Jekyllmanop Stewix is. I wish I knew exactly what I mean. It starts out like an A word, as anyone can see. But somewhere in the middle it gets queer if you are to me. Abkadefki Jekyllmanop Stewix is. If I ever find out just what this word can mean, I'll be the smartest bird the world has ever seen. Would you like to dance, Mr. Wilson? Oh, very nice.
This equal opportunity is killing me. Remember the Reverend whose wife always said,
The devil made me buy this dress.
well, that's Reverend Leroy. While he's struggling to make a go of his little storefront church now, he's like no other Reverend you'll ever know. We'd like for you to meet Reverend Leroy.
Can I get an amen?
Truly wonderful, truly wonderful. Brothers and sisters, welcome to the church of what's happening now.
Amen.
We don't talk about what happened a long time ago or what's going to happen in the future. We tell you what's going on now. This evening's sermon, brothers and sisters, is if you think you want to, but you know you had an order, then don't. Amen. Now, before continuing with the service, I have a few announcements. First, the combination baptism and beach parties scheduled for this Sunday. I'm very sorry to tell you we had to postpone it due to the oil slick. Had to call it off. Also, I want to mention that as an incentive to increase the attendance at our weekly service, since it's obvious that a lot of y'all don't know we're here every week. Every week. We shall resume giving away the trading stamps. We're going to give away some more stamps. Everybody gonna show up on Sunday, we're gonna lay some stamps on. That's right. You get stamps along with your admission price. Yes. As always, these stamps can be redeemed at Mom's Barbecue Palace, located next door to the church. Mom's Now, friends, we're very fortunate in having the well-known artist Michelangelo Jones painting our church ceiling. Mike is up there. Yeah, we got Mike. Now, Mike has asked for some suggestions as to just what biblical scenes we would like on the ceiling. Mike. We cannot take seriously the suggestion of Brother Hayes. Brother Hayes, pleasure having you back with us, Brother Hayes. Pleasure having you back. When did you get out? We cannot take seriously the suggestion from Brother Hayes of showing a biblical orchestra featuring Gabriel and Joshua on trumpet, Little David on harp, and Count Basie at the piano. We ain't gonna do it, but it was nice. It is my great pleasure to present a guest speaker from a fellow congregation far away. And he just happened to be strolling in our neighborhood and stopped by Mom's for some ribs. Now, this brother's particular calling finds him in hotel rooms all over the world. Slipping those Gideon Bibles into the night table. That's his job. He does that all the time. Now, being an expert on hotels, he will now deliver his famous sermon on the creation of a Hilton hotel. May I introduce, let's have a fine church of what's happening now. Welcome for Brother David.
There was darkness over the face of the earth, and there was no iced water. And Conrad Hilton said, "Let there be iced water." Then said he, "Let there be music," and in every studio, lobby, and elevator, there was plenteous canned music, pipehead, and even tapehead. And Hilton said, "Let the earth bring forth Hiltons yielding fruit after their kind." And the El Paso Hilton begat the Beverly Hilton, which begat the Puerto Rico Hilton, which begat the Nile Hilton, which begat the Virgin Isle Hilton, which begat the Acapulco Hilton. And on the seventh day, Hilton rested, but only for a moment. For messengers came unto him and said, "Behold," that's what they said, "behold, for there is an Kahalan people that dwell in darkness, and know not thy name, neither drink they of thine iced water." And Hilton took his rod and smote upon the rock in the place which is called Waikiki. And lo, there came forth a pillar of 130,000 cubic feet of concrete. And the view from the top thereof was 30 miles in any direction. And the view from 30 miles in any direction thereof was of the Hilton. And there was a great gushing of iced water, and a great puking of piped music, and a great charging of $150 a day without breakfast. But the people were a stiff-necked people who would not drink of the iced water, neither would they eat of the genuine Hawaiian native breakfast, consisting of all-bran crisp waffles with ham or sausage and hot chocolate. For they cried out, "What is this genuine Hawaiian native breakfast? For we know it not, neither will we pay $8.50 for it." And Hilton was exceeding wroth. Wroth is what he was. And he departed with a great gnashing of teeth. to beget the Athens Hilton, which begat the Moscow Hilton, which was called the Comrade Hilton. There's worse to come. Which begat the Pisa Hilton, which was called the Tilton Hilton. Which begat the Tel Aviv Hilton, which was called the Hilton Schmilton. And there was a great flood of iced water, and the darkness was greater than it was in the beginning.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Truly a gifted speaker. A lot of begatting going on in that. Yeah, well, that's what they be doing in them faraway places. They be begatting all the time. Well, friends, as you know, the sisterhood is putting on their musical pageant, Angels on Parade. Now, we're going to have it this year. For 5 years, we've been planning Angels on Parade. And it hasn't gone on yet. Now, this year, we're going to put it on. Assuming we can solve our money problem. Yes, we got money problems. Yeah. Friends, we don't have enough money for costumes. We're in bad trouble. These brothers and sisters, how you doing there, Mama? These sisters need costumes. You know that these angels don't even have a harp to pluck on?
We got harps.
Can I get an amen? Amen. Send the kid in. Brothers and sisters, we gotta make this a show we can be proud of. So it gotta be done right. Gotta be, send the kid in. Gotta be done right. Brother Edward, how you doing, Brother Edward? Can I get an amen for Brother Edward? Amen, Brother Edward. Yeah, Brother Edward. Brothers and sisters, we've gone as far as we can go. Now, we need another wing. Gotta have another wing. We can't let this little angel come in on a wing and a prayer. Another wing. Brother Edward. You're all right, Brother Edward. Brother Edward, you've been fighting again, haven't you? I knew it. I could tell when I saw it. Brother Edward, now you know that ain't no way for a little angel to act. Now, how come you're always fighting?
The devil made me do it.
As I was saying about the money, I'm positive that everyone here wants this church to progress. Yes. This church has got to progress. Church has got to progress, got to move. But if this church is going to progress first, it's got to crawl. This church has got to crawl. Got to crawl. Let it crawl. Let it crawl. And after this church has crawled, it has to stand up. This church must stand up and walk. Yes, Lord. Woo! It's got to walk. It's got to walk. Make it walk. Make it walk. After this church has walked, this church must run. Yes, this church has got to run. It's got to run. It's got to run. Make it run. And for this church to run, it's going to take money. Let it crawl, man. Let it crawl. Wonderful guests, Mr. James Brown, the Muppets, Big Bird and Oscar, Sunday's Child, and of course my good friend, Mr. David Falk. Come on out there, David. David Falk.
Featurette. This fall, you'll see me and Nancy, the story of a boy and a girl who fall in love. It's all very simple except for one small thing. Nancy just happens to be the daughter of the President of the United States. Join me along with John Fink and Celeste Holm for Nancy, premiering tonight at 9:30, 8:30 Central Time, right here on NBC.
This is Raymond Burr. Follow Ironside through San Francisco on another dramatic story of criminal investigation. Next on NBC.